So, are you feeling trapped in your own body and struggling with weight gain while you battle IBD? So, what if I told you that the key to overcoming this challenge is in a holistic approach that transforms not just your weight, but your entire health journey? So, stay tuned. We're going to dive into the real reasons why gaining weight with IBD can feel like an uphill battle. And I'll go into some powerful strategies that go beyond just counting calories and learn how to truly nourish your body from the inside out. So, are you ready to learn some life-changing insights and take the first step towards feeling stronger, healthier, and more vibrant than you have ever? Let's dive into today's episode. Hey there, busy entrepreneurs. I'm Wendy Handy, and you're tuned in to Gut Fix. It's your ultimate guide to conquering IBD, fatigue, chronic stress, and reclaiming your vitality. Get ready to unlock a treasure trove of insights from diet hacks to stress relief strategies and dive deep into the fascinating world of how hormones affect your gut health. It's all about decoding the messages your body sends, so you can bid farewell to IBD and digestive issues for good. So, take a breather from the hustle and bustle. Let's give your gut a high five, and together, let's embark on this transformative journey. Are you ready? Let's dive into today's episode. So, if you're a woman over 40, feeling drained, overwhelmed, and frustrated by all those digestive issues, the chronic stress, or even full-blown IBD, it's time to reclaim your health and to start feeling like yourself again. And when you sign up for a free 30-minute discovery call, we will dive into your unique health situation and struggles, uncover the root causes of your symptoms, and explore how using a very personalized protocol, along with functional labs and some lifestyle shifts, can bring you lasting relief. And together, we'll create a very clear, actionable plan that will not only boost your energy, but it will calm your gut and help you thrive. So you've got nothing to lose, really, except for those annoying symptoms. So are you ready to finally kick them to the curb and feel your best? Then click the show notes below and book your free call today. And let's get started on your health transformation now. Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Gut Fix. So today we're diving into a topic that might be surprising to some people, that weight gain can be a challenge if you're dealing with IBD. And there's plenty of individuals out there who struggle with maintaining or even gaining weight. And it's honestly not talked about enough. So I wanted to get into, number one, why that happens, or some of the reasons that happens, and then some things that you can do about it. But before I dive into the episode, I wanted to remind our listeners that the information provided in this podcast is for educational purposes only. It's never intended to diagnose, to treat, or to prevent any disease, including IBD or other gut issues. And always consult your healthcare professional before you make any changes to your diet, to your lifestyle, or to your treatment plan, because everybody's individual needs are going to vary. Okay, so my own struggle with weight and IBD was at my lowest point. I got so very thin that my husband and my mother were sitting at the kitchen table with me. I was in the middle. They were talking to one another as if I wasn't even sitting in the room, and talking about how I was so thin that I was starting to look like a little boy. And I got to tell you, that was a wake-up call. That pushed me to find solutions, not just for myself, but for anybody else that was challenged with this. And so some of the reasons that I wanted to get into some of the reasons that this can happen and why it can be so hard to put that weight back on. So the first point is that one of the biggest challenges to weight gain with IBD is the fact that you can be malabsorbed and have malabsorption. So when your intestines are inflamed, they have trouble absorbing the nutrients that your body needs to thrive. And you might be eating all the right foods and getting all the right nutrients. But because your gut isn't working properly, those nutrients are never making it into your bloodstream. So that's why, we've got to address the gut healing. And, to optimize nutrient absorption, the healing specifically of the gut lining. And that means you might incorporate things like, bone broth or aloe vera juice or even L-glutamine into your diet that will help soothe inflammation. And some of the sources of L-glutamine can come from your animal proteins. So from your beef, from your pork, poultry, fish and seafood, even eggs. And then some dairy products like milk, yogurt, and even cottage cheese. And if you're looking for some plant-based sources, beans, legumes, and nuts are also good sources of L-glutamine. But you might not be getting enough of it from your food, or you might be struggling to eat enough or to digest it. So you may need a supplement and of L-glutamine. And if you're still struggling with digestion, you might even consider using a digestive enzyme or an HCl supplement that will support your body's ability to break down and absorb those nutrients. The goal is to ensure that every bite of food that you take is as beneficial as possible. And then the second point is another big hurdle is reduced appetite. So there can be a couple different reasons for reduced appetite. It can be caused by your symptoms, like your cramping, your nausea, or it can even come from some of the medications that are commonly prescribed for IBD, right? That can be one of the side effects. So when you're feeling either too sick to eat or because that side effect is getting you from the prescribed medication, it can be very tough to maintain or gain weight. And one of the ways to work around this is, by eating very nutrient-dense foods. Those foods that are packed with a lot of calories, but in small portions. And so think about things like avocado, nut butters, olive oil, and even fatty fish. These foods they can be very high in calories, but they're also full of very healthy fats that will also support your gut healing. And on those days when, eating a full meal can feel very daunting, and those can be a lot of the days, right? Smoothies and protein shakes are a very good option. And I can remember there were times when I would go days on just a liquid diet, just so that I was getting calories and nutrients in. Just make sure you're getting a very good quality protein if you're adding protein to your shakes. And you can add some greens to it. You can add some fruit and even some healthy fats like chia seeds or nut butters and even olive oil. It can be an easy way to get the nutrients and the calories that you need without completely overwhelming your system. And then the third point, when it comes to food restrictions, so a lot of people with IBD have to cut out entire food groups, which makes it, pretty difficult to meet calorie needs. So if you're, for example, gluten or dairy are triggers for you, that can eliminate your options for calorie-rich foods, right? So you have to get very creative and find some alternatives. And so this is when, you really have to focus on the calorie dense and easily digestible foods. Those can make a huge difference. So again, those things like avocado, olive oil, and nut butters, those can be very great options because they're very gentle on the gut, but they still provide a hefty dose of calories. So you're not, also reducing your calorie intake. Another key strategy for that is to increase your protein. Protein is essential for maintaining muscle mass, especially if you're dealing with inflammation. So try to include a source of protein with every meal or every snack that you eat, whether it's, some lean poultry, some fatty fish, some yogurt, again, or those nut butters. Protein, it's not only going to help you gain weight, but it'll also support muscle recovery and your healing. And then the fourth point, when your body's dealing with chronic inflammation, it's naturally burning more calories than it normally would. So that means that you need to eat really more frequently to meet your body's increased calorie demands. So instead of thinking about eating 3 large meals throughout the day, try to have, 5 to 6 smaller meals and spread them out. You might need to set a reminder to make sure that you eat every 2 to 3 hours to make sure that you stay on track, especially if you're not feeling particularly hungry. And, eating large meals anyway can be very hard on the digestive system, but you just may not feel like it, right? So in addition to managing your diet, it's imperative too that you also manage that stress, because as we know, chronic stress will not only worsen IBD symptoms, but also it impairs digestion and that nutrient absorption. So, try incorporating stress reduction techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or even yoga. They can go a long way in supporting your digestive health and your overall well-being. The less stress you have on your system, the better your body can heal and absorb the nutrients that it needs to thrive. And one very often overlooked strategy for healthy weight gain is gentle exercise. So think very low impact activities like walking, swimming, and some light resistance training. They can all also help stimulate your appetite, but also support your muscle growth, especially if you've lost muscle mass due to IBD, which is very common. Exercise doesn't have to be, intense, as I used to think. It can be very gentle. The key is just to keep your body moving in a way that feels good, not overdoing it, and also supports your recovery. Even just a short walk sometimes can help stimulate your hunger. It will help you digest, and it's going to make it easier to get in those little extra meals. So, as you can see, gaining weight with IBD isn't just as simple as eating more. There's some real obstacles like that malabsorption, like the reduced appetite, or your food restrictions, and increased calorie needs that, they get in the way of you gaining weight. But the good news is there are ways to work around these challenges. And by focusing on very nutrient-dense foods, managing your inflammation, and eating in a way that supports your body's healing process, weight gain can feel and can become much more achievable. So if you're struggling with this, know that you're not alone and that there is help available. And if you schedule a free 30-minute discovery call and you want to dive deeper into your particular struggles and learn how you can manage IBD more effectively and live your healthiest lifestyle, then click the show notes below and schedule a time that works for you. Gaining weight with IBD is possible with a very holistic, personalized approach. Here's the thing, don't let IBD hold you back from feeling your best, because you can, and we can overcome all of these things. So thanks for tuning in. With the right strategies and support, you can overcome that weight gain challenge of IBD and thrive again. And so I look forward to connecting with you on our very next episode. Bye for now. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. I hope this episode provided you with some valuable insights and tips. If you learned something new, I'd truly appreciate it if you would leave me a review, subscribe, and share it with another entrepreneur that you think might find it valuable. Don't forget to shoot me a DM over on Instagram at @CoachWendyHandy. See you in the next episode, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy.